Alrighty. Let me know if you can hear this. Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. Yes, back. We've got the intro.
Yes, I heard that one. I thought it was a bit delayed. Didn't think I got it, but we got there
Well,
at
I
the
couldn't
end.
hear it either, but then I realised my headphones were turned right down, so I was like, let's not try and fuck up as much today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fun Fresh and Footy, the podcast with terrible tips, great yarns, and zero editing because we don't want to do it until a producer jumps on board. And we will ask every week for someone to lend a hand. But until then,
reach out.
Yeah, reach out. Zero editing. Actually, I know how to put like an intro in and how to get YouTube to pop up, but other than that,
I feel like that editing's come out of necessity of us like things fucking up and having to just fix them.
yeah, it was like it's like the be better from Dr. V thing. So I think we've taken that on board, and now that we are professional podcasters, you have to kind of be better. Look, it's the 9th of September. So we're 9 days into spring. It's fucking finals football, baby. I don't know whether any of the buttons will work, so I'm not going to press any. How good. So we put a little post up yesterday on our social media page, which everyone should be following at Fun and Fresh and Footy Podcast. Yeah, it's exciting times. It's also Are You OK Day today. So to everyone that is listening, all 11 of you, we hope that you are all okay, especially in this lockdown. I know it's fucking tiring times.
Definitely. Reach out to your friends. If anyone's struggling, reach out to the podcast even. We're always happy to reply.
We love talking to people.
Yeah.
And talking in general. So yeah, we're always happy to lend an ear or some advice. I don't know if I have much good advice. But yes, always look after your friends, check in on them, family, friends, especially during this lockdown, because at the moment I can't see when it's going to end.
No. Although
you, Peter?
I'm good. I've actually had a nice morning, went for a nice long walk, had a coffee, did a little workout, had some brekkie.
Did you buy a coffee or did you make yourself a coffee?
No, I made myself a coffee.
Yeah, same. Instant for life, eh?
I love instant coffee. Like, I know it's so scat.
Which one do you have?
Moccana.
Oh, same.
Mate.
We should go into business together.
Wow, weird. No, Moccana is like unrivaled. And I say this to people all the time. Like, I love a coffee out as well. Like, everyone loves going out for coffee and they are delicious. But
both.
Like, I am not about needing one every day. Like, Moccana is so nice. And people that shit on it are rude, basically. And they don't know what they're talking about because it tastes delicious.
Instant coffee is a game changer. If you're not drinking Moccana, reach out. We will plug you all day.
Yeah.
But I completely agree because I also had a Moccana coffee this morning, believe it or not. With
milk?
I have a little bit of milk.
I was on the black coffees for a fair while there, but I've gone back to full cream in my Moccanas.
Yeah. At work, they carry on if we have light milk in the fridge. They call it bitch milk.
I'm actually like doing a nutrition course at uni at the moment, and they're like, they recommend that when you have any sort of dairy products, you should have like low fat because of just like a bunch of different things. And I was like skim milk, I would rather have my coffee black than have skim milk in it.
Oh God, yuck. Yeah, skim milk's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't like skim milk. No. I like oat milk when I'm being a Merryweather mum.
I like almond milk as well.
Yeah, but I'm not, so full cream it is for me.
Yeah, full cream in a Moccana. Full cream in a
Moccana every day of the week.
Yeah. Or it's actually not that bad black.
No, it is. It's nice. Like, I used to also drink black coffees as well, but then But that was
basically we've got to go against the Australian dietary guidelines on this one. I'm going full cream milk in the coffee.
Being a former PT, I'm also aware of what they are, I think. But yeah, fuck skim milk. Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
We'll never be plugging that on this podcast or any business venture that we go down.
How are you? You
where
had
where are we up to? Sorry.
we were talking about Brecky. How are you? What have you been up to this morning? I saw you had some brain food.
Yes, I had brain food. I had baked beans on toast with a little bit of Mexican chili powder sprinkled on top. The response I got from everyone that I did send that to was disgusting, and now I'm starting to think that it isn't brain food, but in fact I feel fantastic. So
that's good. Look, it's all about how you feel.
Yeah, so I feel
obviously we were talking about, I didn't actually even reply to your snap because that's how low I think of baked beans on toast for brekkie, but
I love
that's just because I think they taste terrible.
Maybe you're just not making them right. Maybe the Mexican chili powder is something that you need to...
No, I don't like the texture and I don't like the sauce in them because I don't like tin spaghetti either.
Oh, big fan of that too.
I don't like the sauce.
I like it like cold out of the tin.
Yeah, weird.
But I also did eat a yogurt that was like 1 month out of date the other day as well. So I just
you did tell me that.
Yeah, I felt very uneasy after it.
Got to build up the stomach anyway, I think.
But that's it. Like, just be better, learn from it. We might quickly segue into our good sponsor, Dr. V. Their slogan is "Be Better," which is something that you and I've taken on board, and we take crash balls off the ruck with that saying now, which is "Be Better." Obviously, we've been pumping the shit out of the Bender Mender for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we take it after benders because it aids in hydration. All of their drinks, in fact, have oodles of goodness about them. Their two main berries or extracts, which we've spoken about in the past, the pine needle extracts, and then the sea buckthorn berry, which is a berry that I was unfamiliar with before Dr. V knocked on our door.
I also hadn't heard of it. I'm glad I've heard of it now, though.
I'm glad we've heard of it now because it's the holy fruit in the juice. I fuck this up every time we say it. But yeah, it's full of lots of good things. And I think the most important thing, like specifically for me, is that it contains more vitamin C than an orange. And I don't really like oranges. So that's always like really nice when I'm drinking them because I'm like, oh, good, I'm getting more vitamin C than I'd eat an orange. And I don't enjoy eating oranges.
I actually love oranges, but I love Dr. V's as well. And good thing you need lots of vitamin C because...
That's exactly right. Vitamin C, whether it's from an orange, a kiwi fruit, or from a sexy little bottle of Dr. V Bender Mender. So yeah, thanks again for Dr. V for jumping on. You can visit their website, Dr.V.energy.
No, www.drv.com.au, I think. And then their Instagram is dr.v.energy. Yeah, and if you go to their website, you can put in our code FFF, all lowercase, and you'll get 25% off, literally a quarter of the price off what you would have paid. So that's like a massive saving. You literally don't see 25% off anything. It's always like 10%.
I know, but we've gone the enormous.
Like, you know what? You know, like the influencers, like most influencers you see, they're in their like whatever swimmer brand they're promoting, and they're like,
Ashley 10.
Yeah, their code will be like Ashley 10, Peter 10. It's like, well, ours is FFF 20, like 25. 25.
25.
Actually, how many influencers codes have you seen have a 25 on the end of them? None of them.
Exactly. They're all liars and they're not hard workers, and we are.
No. They're not.
Do you know what they could do? Do you know what those influencers could do? They could be better.
But anyway, literally use the code FFF, no 25 on the end, but you will get 25% off when you go to their online store, put in the promo code box, get around them. They're delicious. They're good for you. They bring you energy. They're all that kind of nonsense. The Bender Mender specifically is so good for recovery. Like, get around it.
I think we might even start just talking about some different ones maybe next week.
Yeah, I actually have had it. We've had it. Obviously, we've had all of the different ones before, and they're all very
we
good.
might start.
And so I'm excited to, yeah,
drive another one into the ground.
I'm excited to tell you about some of the other ones they've got on offer next.
Yeah. Good work. Good work, Dr. V. Good work, Peter. Good work, Ashley. Ashley 25% off. All right, what'd you get up to this week, mate?
Not a lot. I've been laying in the sun a little bit, just like enjoying my mornings.
Weird weather, but like it's hot, but it's windy.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice for like when you're laying directly in the sun because the wind just kind of like keeps you a little bit cool. Yeah, it's been nice. I've just been like exercising in the morning, sunning in the midday, and then doing uni pretty much every day, trying to pump it out before I start my last prac.
Lady of leisure, it sounds like.
Yeah, but it's just been, it's good. I've been whipping through the uni. Like I said, I've been doing nutrition course at the moment, so I had to write an assignment about fats yesterday, which was
that sounds good.
Which was very related to speech path. Yeah, that's about it.
What's the go with your placement now? Like, is it all still green lights?
It's all still green lights. I've got to get like a negative test here and then go home, and I've got to quarantine for 2 weeks and then get another negative test, and then I can start.
So you'll be gone for like
10 weeks. Yeah.
And you won't be able to come back?
No, not unless things drastically change.
Yeah, which I don't think they will. I think I heard.
No, it's not looking
I don't know
great.
whether I heard or Mum said it, but like they're calling it Freedom Day now. When we come out of lockdown, I was like, this sounds like Terminator vibes.
Where I'm heading for placement, they're set to open up this weekend. So I potentially will be out of lockdown at my placement, which will be quite nice.
But if you come back here, you'll have to quarantine.
I'd have to quarantine to go back there again.
Oh.
I wouldn't have to quarantine in Newcastle to come from Maxville.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't have cases.
Okay, it's obvious that wasn't brain food that I had this morning because...
No, it's the baked beans, I'm telling you.
Okay, well, that's sort of good.
But yeah, nothing else really.
Just pull our finger out and just get better.
Yeah. I got a Dinnerly box this week, like one of those food kits where you sort of make your own food. Yeah, Mum was like getting it, so she had a free box, so she sent me one of those. So I'm keen to give that a crack. It took like they delayed its delivery like 7 times. They're like, "Yep, it's coming at this time," and they're like, "No, it's coming at this time. No, it's coming at this time." Anyway,
is that because Australia Post are like on strike or something, or?
No idea, but I got it like a day and a half later than I expected. But you know, it's fine.
Funny yarn about HelloFresh. I actually like abused the system, so I hope they're not listening. And like created so many different like email. We use so many different email addresses to get free boxes that they actually wouldn't send it to our address in Merewether anymore.
So you've told me that before.
Oh, we had to get So for our listeners, I'm a cheat, and we had to get it sent to my parents' house so we could pick up another free box of HelloFresh.
Oh my goodness!
I think I'm all HelloFreshed out, but
they are quite nice meals with HelloFresh. So hopefully the Dinnerly one's nice too.
I'm sure it is. It's just you don't have to think about, you just pick which one you want and then...
Dinnerly's like the Povo version of HelloFresh, I think.
Or maybe I need to get onto that one then.
Yeah.
See how many times I can cheat the system with old work email addresses and stuff.
Anyway, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
What day is it? So it's Thursday. Work was so fucked. So something broke when we were off.
Was it you?
Then, no, not me this time. That's funny that everyone keeps saying that. No, I'm kidding. Something like, not to bore everyone, but something broke when we were off, and then it just kind of like we got in and everything was like 2 shifts behind. So we just spent like pretty much all block playing catch up. I went and got my computer yesterday, so the computer is all fixed and I can see your beautiful face today. I can see my beautiful face as well. It's not bright pink.
How exciting. Did it cost you much or did you have warranty?
No, it was all covered under warranty, which was good.
That's good.
I was like, I literally got this computer like a month before we started doing this. So I only got it in like March, and I'm like, what have I done? And I don't think I'd like, well, who knows? I probably did drop it or put it.
Did they reckon it was from something you'd done, or is it just something that kind of happens?
No. They said it was like a computer fault, like on the back of the Mac. Apparently there's this big strip that runs down it and something to do with the display had faulted, and I was like, And they're like, "Yeah, we'll cover it." I was like, "Beauty." So yeah, I didn't have to pay anything for that, which was nice. The weather's been, like you said, the weather's been super lovely. So spring's been turning it on.
It's meant to be like 26 today.
Beautiful. I've got like literally nothing planned for today. It's finals footy. We're rolling into finals. That starts tomorrow, and I have the weekend off, which I don't know what I'm going to do, but
still nice to have it off. Finals.
That's what I mean.
And
I'm
also
like,
27 on both Saturday and Sunday.
27.
Meant to get up to 27.
Yeah, I wish I could come for a swim or something with you. I'll just say you're my partner and then I'll come down. Sorry, Big P.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my week in a nutshell. Look, I don't really get up, like in lockdown, I really don't do a lot. But I am looking forward to this weekend having it off because I feel like I struggled to watch a lot of footy last week. So I had to like catch up and watch it, or I was just too tired to
You
watch
actually didn't miss that much. I felt like last week I was just kind of not into it anyway, even though I had nothing else to do.
It was boring. And I think because the Chooks played on Thursday night, it was like...
Yeah, like that was like the best. And then it was kind of just like, I don't care.
That was the game of the round.
Yeah. I will say something I was just going to ask you, because I feel like we've talked about this before and you normally suffer as well. How's the hay fever going now that it's spring? Because I am suffering a little.
Well, like for people that already know me, I always have a runny nose, like all year round. Then I also work in like a dusty environment too. So all year round, at work, at home, wherever, like my nose is constantly running. But it was something in the air, at least the last 9 days, where I'm like, there's pollen in the air.
I agree.
There's pollen in the air. My nose is running, just friggin' having this.
I took Effexo last night because I was just like, I'm sick of waking up in the morning. I wake up with like a headache and like fucked up nose, and I've just been getting...
Why I've had a headache for like... I've had like a headache for 5 days, eh?
Yeah, it would be. Have you had any histamine?
No, I haven't. I've abused Panadol and Nurofen, but...
Yeah, you should have any histamine.
I might do that after.
Yeah, because I'm feeling better because I've been waking up with like a headache, a bit stuffy, and then just like random bursts of sneezing throughout the day. Like, and I definitely don't suffer from hay fever as bad as like some people do.
Okay, I used to get hay fever so bad that like I could feel my throat closing it.
Yeah, some people get it bad.
Like itchy eyes, itchy nose, my throat.
I'm definitely not like that, so I am lucky. But it's annoying because I was never, ever a hay fever person, like my whole life.
Oh, that sucks that in your old age you're getting it.
And then I think it's since I've moved to Newcastle. Which apparently...
I don't know.
Well, I do have a theory. It's like a little bit of...
Go on.
Stuff from mum and dad. They always said, well, like they found out sort of recently, some bloke that makes honey, he's got like a honey farm or whatever, he was saying that if you eat your local honey, then you are less likely to have hay fever and like allergies because you like consuming all the pollen from all the different plants around the area.
Well, I don't really like honey, so that makes
it builds up a resistance. Yeah, well, like I think all my time in Maxwell when I was reared on like local honey, just like eating that all the time, I was fine. And now I've come to Newcastle. Who fucking know what the local honey is here? Like they don't even... Do they even have local honey in Newcastle?
I don't know. You'll have to check the farmers markets out or something.
I've still been eating the honey from back home. So like...
Oh no. So your body's just all out of whack. You need to get back to Maxwell ASAP.
Well, hopefully the 10 weeks should be fine because I've still been having the home honey.
Get it out of your system when you're back home. Yeah, you won't need any... Actually, just leave all your antihistamines in Broadmeadow and I'll come pick them up. I'll take them off your hands because I definitely don't eat honey, let alone local honey. Like,
it's got to be local.
I think I would just go for the generic, whatever Woolworths was selling, and I don't know where the fuck that's from. Maybe I should live there.
Well, most of that's not even honey. The stuff on the shelves are like this, like the bought ones.
Just sugar.
It's like a sugary syrup
sugar,
or like a
sugar with food colouring on it. Oh, well, I should like it then.
Yeah. Nah, local honey's the best.
Actually, my new vape's meant to be like honey flavoured, but it's definitely not. It's called Honey Push, but it's like apple. So that's another brain fuck. unless you've got anything else about honey that you wanted to talk about.
No, no more honey yarns, but maybe I will head to the farmer's market and try and get myself some local honey.
Well, maybe you
See
should.
how
I know someone at the bank I used to work with used to sell honey, but I'm not in contact with them anymore. So
yeah,
Gotta bring up some I don't know. Notable mentions.
Beautiful.
I didn't know you were going to speak then.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm like, I'm cutting your honey chat short.
Was it going on too long?
I'm like, I'm done with it.
I just think that it would be harder for bees in Newcastle to get a taste of all the different pollens because it's a big area. Whereas like in Maxville, the bees could probably have a fair share of all the different honey or the
I've never
flowers.
been to Maxville, so I can't really comment on what.
It's definitely smaller than Newcastle.
Oh, so you're saying the bees would be busier here?
Well, no, I think that they would find it harder to reach all the different types of pollen, so that you're immune to all the different pollens. Whereas, like in Maxwell, they could probably get around to everywhere.
There's only half the. Again, I don't eat honey, so.
The chat's gone on for quite a while, considering one of us hates honey.
Well, I'm going to consider trying it now, but like I don't want to just eat like an average Joe one. I might have to do some research into local honey.
I think that's the lesson that you can take out of this chat is do your research before you buy your honey.
Yeah, and actually the main point of this story was, does it affect hay fever or not?
Yes.
Because yes, and like don't go taking like Finurgans and stuff because then I won't wake up for like 3 days. So maybe
honey a safer option than Finurgans.
Yeah, so Finurgans are a no-go. Do you want me to hit the button again, or do you know where we're up to?
No, I know where we're up to. Actually, hit it again.
Gotta bring up some notable mentions.
We'll have to get your when we like link back up again. I think we'll have to get you doing a voiceover of it. So every week I'll just change it up. So 1 week it's you, 1 week it's me.
Beautiful.
I've got a couple.
Yeah, go.
Well, I'll rip through mine quickly. I didn't have any until like yesterday afternoon because I'd forgotten all about it.
Mine took a while, like in the week, to start building up, and then I just
same until yesterday, and then I was like, ding, ding, ding. All these ideas were coming to me. Firstly, I had Adam Kieran ripped in the Raiders game the other night, despite
hat trick
crash tackling into the goalpost.
That poor guy.
He played so well. Like I was so impressed with his performance, considering he's just sort of like coming off. Like I didn't even know where he came from. Didn't even know he was in our team.
He came from the Warriors.
But I didn't know. Like I didn't even know he was on our team list. I didn't know half the people on our team list.
Well, he was sitting next to us at the Chookies game.
Really?
That we watched at Newcastle. Yeah.
I thought we were sitting with the Marshkies.
Yeah, like just across from the Marshkies was him.
Oh, was he in a Bears shirt?
Yeah, so he was playing with the Bears.
Yeah, actually, I'm with you now.
I remember pointing him out to you. We should have got a picture, and if we had known he was going to spark to success like this.
Was it that game or the other game we went to where we were like just frothing hard on Jared Hargraves when he was?
I think it was that one.
Actually, yeah, it was that one because we got those sick corner seats.
Yeah,
it was just you and me with all our Knights fans in the Chook den.
Yes, that was so good. But anyway, yes, Aaron Kieran played so well.
And it's kind of exciting leading into the first week of finals. Like we get all our, well, not like our good players. I feel like our whole team's good, but we get all like our senior players back. And then like people like Kieran and Ikavalu have just been ripping and a tearing. So it's just like hopefully all the puzzle pieces come together and we just go win, 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 win.
Well, you and I had been calling for Kieran to be like starting way before now. Like I was like no harsh feelings towards Lockie Lamb, but like he should have been on the bench over Lockie Lamb all this time. Like he's a great 14 because he can play in the halves, he can play in the centers.
Well, that was bizarre. Like
he can kick goals.
Yes, the kicking thing is the big thing because I feel sorry for Taki. How do you say his name?
Takiaho.
Like I love front rowers kicking the ball, but Kieran does it a lot sharper.
Yes,
basically is what I'm getting at.
But in saying that, Takiaho's probably a better kicker than Walker. Walker struggles.
Yeah, look, we need to let him develop and like set a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah.
But also with the like inclusion of Suwali earlier in the year, I think that's why maybe he was like forgotten about or whatever. But I've loved him. Like, I fucking love Adam Kieran. And I feel bad for calling him Keegan for the first like 3 weeks that I knew about him as well.
I wish we had a yarn to him when we were sitting right next to him.
We didn't know his full potential, but
no, we didn't.
And to be honest, oh no, we weren't even drinking that night.
No,
maybe we needed beers under our belt to
maybe
the confidence to be better and go and ask for a photo, because I definitely would have.
Hey,
I definitely would have. I've also got, so it's the first time in 114 years that Suncorp is going to host the grand final, the NRL grand final. So obviously because of the shit show that is COVID, the fucking crazy ex-girlfriend that won't go away, Suncorp is now taking the reins to
Have they not had it in 114 years?
It's always been at Sydney. What is it?
Wild.
ANZ. So yeah, it's the first time Queensland get it, which I mean, I guess that's exciting for Queensland, but yeah, you don't really want to have it in Sydney with no crowds
and then also like if they moved it to Sydney and we're just bubbling them all or something. Imagine like finishing the grand final and then having to do Mad Monday in its lockdown.
In the sheds.
Whereas at least they can do Mad Monday up there and have a crack.
I know. I love all this like rhetoric around like the Mad Monday and stuff this year, and I wish we could.
Have you seen just like pages like Pig Athletic Club and like Mad Monday and shit like that of just people that don't live in lockdown areas doing their Mad Mondays at the moment? Know, how depressing it is.
So depressing. That's why I've got this weekend off, because like it was initially for like our grand final weekend. Not that we would have made the grand final, but we would have fucking carried on like we did.
Exactly.
Oh, and I'm like, I'll probably end up carrying on by myself like I have for the last 10 weeks. But anyway, I'm good company. I've also got this one I thought was notable, that the Titans made the top 8 with a for and against of -3 with 10 wins and 14 losses.
Yes, so which is like the worst in history or something.
Yeah, I just thought, wow, it's just goes to show like the top like 6. Like I haven't even got
the top 6 away from everyone else is like a lot.
It's crazy, and yeah, I don't know how they fix that. I don't know how it like becomes more competitive or whatnot. But I'm just like -3 and 10 wins. Like, good luck. Like if the Titans did beat us on the weekend, which they won't, like good luck, because then like Manly or someone would fucking eat you alive.
But you never know. It's what happens in the finals, you know, and strange things can happen.
Look, stranger things have happened.
When I was about 12 in my netball grand final, we never won a game all season, and we made the finals by default, and we ended up winning the grand final. So,
congratulations! That's so exciting.
It was shocking.
Fucking hell. How old were you? Sorry,
like 12 or so, maybe 13.
Oh God, you would have been hitting the fizzy drinks hard that night.
Yeah, and the hot dogs.
Oh, was this pre-vegan, pre-veggie Peter?
Yes, it was.
Oh, wow. I wish I was there to see that. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you for that. I didn't even know that story.
Thanks. I actually might have been more like 15. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Time is irrelevant in COVID. Yeah. I also had, I don't know whether, I didn't really see it. I had to go back and watch it. But the Wallace and Lodge fight in the Bulldogs.
Yes.
No.
In the Titans versus Warriors game.
So
I had that down as well.
Shadow boxer Kane Evans coming in and landing a few punches.
Well, he didn't land any of his punches actually. He just swung
they were
them.
sloppy. It was the weirdest fight ever. But like, is there like a post NRL boxing match between them two? Like,
yeah, I think there's like something teed up, because they were like, one of them was kind of carrying on about signing the contract or something. But like Tavanga came in, Evans, Lodge, Wallace. But it was annoying because like just before that, another little scuffle had broken out, like just before that big one. And Jazz Tavanga like ran in and he got sent off then. But the reason it all started up was because like Sami just tackled some guy over the sideline, and you know when they get up and they give him a little like rub or something, like pretty, but it was like honestly pretty harmless, like just And Reece Walsh just came in and like grabbed someone off the back and like ripped him down onto the ground and just like started this big kerfuffle. And
then boys getting involved when they don't need to.
Then like 4 people got sent off, but he was not one of them.
Hot boys coming in when they don't need to. I love it.
They do get away with it. I think they
get away with murder.
He's hot. Yeah, pretty much.
Look, to be honest, if you were a referee on the field and you were sending people for 10, would you send the hot boy off? No, because you just know the criticism that you will cop because that hot player is not on the field for 10 minutes. And imagine how many viewers will stop watching.
That's true. And also,
I didn't even watch the game. So
speaking of that fight, as Lodge got sent off, he was walking to the tunnel like he was getting in. Obviously, all the Titans players are having to dig at him, and he just flips them all the bird. It was pretty funny.
I think he got fined $5,000 for that as well.
Yeah.
And then he put some big Instagram post up. I saw that on Instagram, obviously.
About bettering himself or whatever.
Yeah. So is he playing for the Warriors next year? Wouldn't have a clue.
I have no idea, honestly.
Neither. I know he came from Broncos earlier in the year, but to be honest, his future I am unsure of. I've only got 2 more, but I have to just quickly refer to a photo. I just wanted to shout out to Christian Welch, who I know listens to the podcast. His Instagram post or his Twitter post that he put up about the NRLW players, I thought that was good considering. What's that girl? I can't think what her name is, but there's someone who's been a big voice. Is it Katie Brown?
Alana Ferguson? Chloe Dalton?
Yeah, maybe.
Chloe Dalton runs the Female Athlete Project.
No, well, that's what I'm reading it off. But then there was another chick. Here we go. Real talk. Who does that? Yeah, Katie Brown. So she's a podcaster, or I've actually been listening to her podcast. It's quite interesting. But she called for the men of rugby league that they should be more supportive of their peers. And I really like what Christian Welch has put out. So feeling for our NRLW players who make huge sacrifices to play and continue to fight for better conditions for girls coming through. We need to value and invest in the women's game. It starts with paying the girls properly for their efforts. As NRLM or males, we need to do a better job in supporting the NRLW. We need to see the amazing potential of the women's game and continue to build on it. So I thought that was awesome that he came out.
Good on him. And I have a feeling I read on that post even that it was he's the head of or one of the leaders in the Rugby League Players Association. Yeah, the director. So that's really good that he's taken a strong stance and supporting those girls.
He's such a big voice now in the whole NRL community, and obviously being a part of the Storm program as well. Surely people and that's so good coming from him, considering there isn't even a female Storm team as well. So
yeah, exactly.
I really liked to see that, and I think it's
because obviously it's pretty sad. We've we know people that are in the NRLW and they've put in a big preseason and put a lot of things on hold and whatever. And
it's so disappointing what's happened.
Yeah, and I mean and I heard Denon Kemp speaking about it, and he was look, at the end of the day, the women aren't making money, and I get that, but I just think that they haven't been given an opportunity, and they literally not that I think the men should get any less. The NRL makes a lot of money, and obviously it is from the men majority of
but that's because that's all they're broadcasting.
And yeah, exactly. And they're filtering, they're just pushing so much money into the men's. Yes, I understand player welfare is important, so they needed to take all their families there, and I think that they should get to have their families with them. But at the end of the day, that's costing probably to have just the families there would cost more than it would to have all the women play in the NRLW in the bubble, just for their families to live with them.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre. And this microphone. Like you said,
plus the wages they're getting paid. Like those people could, the players could afford to pay for their families to live with them up there. But the NRL,
they're considering like the minimum wage is like 150K, like that's still good, but like that's great money.
Yeah, whereas the women, for the very top player, the maximum wage is 28,000.
Oh my God, doesn't that make you feel sick? It makes you feel sick because, like you said, like we've got mates that play in the NRLW and they have worked their fucking asses off. Like they have worked their tits off for months and months and months. We've got a mate who's even coming back from an injury, and like not only are you preparing for a preseason, you're coming back from an injury. Like that's mentally draining enough. Like COVID itself, I don't know. It's just disappointing because you know what? Like you look at the AFLW and they've got so many more teams and it's like advertised so much better. It's marketed so much better. They're just leaps and bounds ahead of us. But rugby league is such a better game to watch.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like I really can't get around the AFL. But like they're doing such a better job than us. And I don't understand like what the problem is, because if they did put the resources into this, we would get the crowds, we would get the viewings and stuff, we would get the sponsorships. Like it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just disappointing because like I love rugby league and that's pretty much all I fucking know about.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I think once you obviously like have friends or people that you know that are involved in it, and then you can kind of see like how disappointing it is. Like, oh fuck, they've worked so hard for this, and then they're just like, oh no, we're not doing it now because we'll get the wives and kids up, and it's like, oh
yeah. And I think like they
over here as well.
They weren't, the New Zealand girls coming over here, and they're like now stuck, and like, just them getting told so late notice that it was getting cancelled. Like apparently they were told the day before they were meant to get paid.
Oh, so they didn't even get paid?
Nah. So it was they'd done a month of preseason at least, depending on what club, but say a month of preseason already. And the day before they were meant to get paid, they called them and said, you're not going. So I don't even think anyone's paid. No.
Oh, fucking hell. That's so bad. Like that's actually pissed me off so much now.
Yeah. So, and like, yeah, I don't know. It just annoys me. Like, I get that they say that there not as many people are watching, but I honestly just don't think they've given it the opportunity.
I mean, they're not giving them a chance to like even prove anything.
No.
Oh, that's bizarre. That's a Marge move.
Yeah.
Well, look, to all our NRLW players that listen, if there are any, we support you, and we hope that, because I think it's been moved to the beginning of the season, and then there was even some dribble about it possibly being longer. But then I also heard another yarn that maybe even Newcastle are pulling out for next year. Like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, that also could be made up, but
spread it.
I could have just spread that. I don't know whether it's real. Get back to me if it isn't. Yeah, so look, all the best for them, and like I hope very soon that they are treated with the same equality and whatnot as everyone else, because the last one that I had before I flick over to you was just something I tagged you in yesterday that the NRL put up, and it's like you have to do this as a Roosters supporter, like leading into the finals. If I can be bothered, I'll post the thing on our story. But basically, Peter and I leading into the finals, we have to hate Souths. We can tell the two Morris twins apart, which
I can tell them apart.
All right, good. We're going in as a couple with this.
When they've got their jerseys on.
Yeah, because I've definitely yelled out to the wrong one before. So I don't even know which one I got a photo with, to be honest. It says here your second home is Toddy's, but we've decided that our second home would be Merriweather Bowling Club.
Yes, I'm honestly, we don't come from Sydney, so don't know Toddy's.
We're not in any rush to go there. Smashed avo and a turmeric latte or an oat milk latte or almond latte.
Done.
Love the beers and you're an influencer. I think that fits us perfectly to a T.
I think so too.
Triple F for 25% off. Look at me. Remember that. Alrighty, what have you got?
Got a few. So I have like another little wrap up of some of the Paralympic stuff.
Oh, yes.
So Alcott and Davidson had their pairs match, and they've been sort of like the reigning champions in the tennis for like quite a few years, but they were actually beaten by a team, I think from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And they were just like, great. This team, like, honestly, Alcott and Davidson never even looked a chance. Like, this team came out firing and gave them like a mass, like, yeah, smoked them. But, you know, it was still a good effort to get to the gold medal match. And then Vanessa Lowe also broke the world record and got a gold in the long jump, which is up the girls. And then also Alcott, despite losing in the doubles, he won the gold in his single tennis.
Yes, I did see that. He
so that's exciting. He is just like the champ, the undisputed
he's the
champ.
fucking GOAT, isn't he? Because I think I follow him on Instagram, and he had like his list of just titles that he'd won just this year.
Yeah,
now
he is so good.
Where is he? He's gone somewhere now is it the US Open that's
potentially starting? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not, like, this isn't a tennis podcast, but
no.
Fun Fresh and tennis.
He is yeah, maybe. He is so good. Like, he's just a gun. And I love, like, he's so pumped. Like, he just gets himself so pumped up for the games. Like,
he was a character as well. Like, he's just like a larrikin, just like your typical Australian.
Yeah, he was definitely using a few of the come-ons that Leighton Hewitt used in his in both the doubles and the singles match. Like, he's just like up and about the whole time.
Give us a come on, Peter.
Nah. Anyway, that was all my Paralympic stuff. Obviously, there was a lot of other great things that happened. You know, if hopefully everyone watched, it was good to see Australia rip and tear.
Rip and tear, yes.
Obviously, we could probably go into the preview, but anyway, I just wanted to touch on in the Chooks game. You said Kieran ripped, but also they absolutely bullied the fuck out of Valimi. Did you watch this game?
Yeah.
First Raiders.
Let me just get it up on that thing as well. Yeah, we killed it, which was
tortured this like one player. Like, had the worst night out. Like, they were just kicking bombs to him.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I'm with you.
He just kept dropping it and just making these like wild mistakes and just missing tackles. Like, and they ended up swapping him over. I think they like swapped the wingers over to the other side, I think. No, maybe that was another game. That might have been a different game. Either way, this poor guy had like the worst night out ever.
Yeah. I was very surprised with like this performance. I definitely thought Raiders would have been a lot more up.
Yeah. I mean,
it was like they'd just given up, lost hope.
It was beautiful to see like the Chooks go so well, but
it was beautiful to see. It was like glorious.
But I wasn't expecting it. I really thought that they would have put up more of a fight.
Well, we only tipped him to win 1-12, and then that fucked our first leg of the multi on a Thursday, which is like tradition for us.
I know. Anyway, we'll go more into that, I guess, in the review. But I had one more thing with the Matt Lodge one. So obviously there was a little blow up, but just before that, before he'd actually had any of the fights, like Matt Lodge got a penalty for being like a bit of a grub about something. And then like just after that, two people like had David Fafita like held up, and his back was kind of exposed, and he turned around to like look and just saw Lodge like charging in, and they already had him held up, and he just came in and like shoulder charged Fafita in like the back of the ribs, and Fafita just kind of like saw him coming, and he just had a laugh about it because he obviously like didn't hurt him too much, but
I was going to say
it looked pretty bad. He's huge.
No,
obviously
on the Lodge thing, I think he is a bit of a grub, and then obviously he has a bit of a history as well.
Yeah.
But each to their own. He put an Instagram post up saying that he was going to be better, so I'll hold him accountable to that.
Everyone knows Instagram posts mean everything.
Yeah.
And actions mean nothing. Instagram posts mean everything. So
Instagram posts speak louder than words.
Yeah. They do. I've actually heard that. That's an age-old saying, actually.
That is an age-old saying, so spread that.
Spread it. I did say that obviously I watched the Bledisloe and Australia lost 38-21, which was...
There's not really much to talk about on that other than fucking Australia need to be better and just...
I will say, like, I'm a rugby player, and obviously I don't mind watching the rugby. I prefer to watch the league just because, but I had the Dogs versus Tigers on the big screen and the Bledisloe on my laptop. So that sort of shows
where it's at.
where Australian rugby's at the moment.
I only seen snippets of it, but I feel like we try and do too many like fun and fresh things.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. And obviously men's rugby is very different, but when I play just like with the girls, I hate when people kick it just and kick it and kick it and kick it. Whereas like
I know playing with you, we'd be like, it'd be 40-0 to the opposition, and we'd be having a scrum on our line, and we're like, let's just kick the fucking thing out, and you're like, no, hands.
well, because I'm sorry, but like until we've got a kicker that can actually kick it far, like our attempt at it is someone gets it, they kick it like not even, they kick it like 15 meters and the other team just picks it straight back up and runs at us. And I'm like, you're just giving them the ball. Like, oh. Anyway, I still think they kicked it way too much and they just like,
do a lot of flary stuff.
They had the opportunities and they just kind of like fucked them up, but
they don't.
That's fine.
Anyway,
I've only got a couple more. So that was apparently the Dogs' first time holding a team to 0 in 8 years.
Yes, I heard that, and it was also like the highest score
and the biggest win by a wooden spoon side.
Yeah.
But
I know
I was so happy for him, but we will.
Oh, yeah. Same. Like we've been saying all year. Like I don't know why, but like we secretly have always had like a soft spot for the Dogs on this podcast.
Yeah.
But we know when they're due for a win because we've done the calculations and stuff, and we did get that one right.
Yes. And my last one was I happened to just be doing some like Instagram scrolling this morning, actually.
Called research.
Yes. Research, because obviously, as we said, Instagram posts speaks louder than words. And Joe Tarpany, who I actually don't follow on Instagram, and it was like he was tagged in something else, and I just was in a store.
Is that of Mrs. posts about Ricky Stewart fame?
I don't remember. If it was, that's interesting because it's kind of related to his missus. I was stalking researching both him and his missus, and they look identical. Like, have you seen that Instagram page, Siblings or Dating?
No, but I'm going to check it out right now.
Oh my goodness, it's actually the most fun. It's like this game and they do post like pictures of people and you have to guess if they're siblings or if they're dating. And honestly, Joe Tarpany and his missus could be the next contenders for siblings
so they're
or
not
dating.
on it.
No. I'm saying that they should be on it. I might send a bit.
Can you please? No, Joe Tarpany's wife is the one who earlier in the year put the Twitter post up or the Instagram post up about Ricky Stewart's coaching style. And obviously Instagram posts speak louder than words. And
they do.
That's true. Like let the boys play. Why is Tarpany on the bench? Obviously it's got nothing to do with his performance or his training ethic or anything. And if your missus is chiming in, be better, Ricky.
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, I do remember thinking that was like a little bit silly at the time.
Oh my God, I've literally, sorry to interrupt. I've just like got out of Siblings or Dating, and then the next one is Siblings or Crabs.
Yeah, I've sent that to you. Actually, no, maybe I sent it to Dave because I was...
Oh, wow. That's a DM subscription. I'm going to take a photo of us and send it in.
Yeah. But anyway, so if you want to look them up, like obviously they just look identical. They look honestly exactly the same.
Yeah, I'll have to do my own research on that one.
Yeah, everyone
Siblings
go have a squiz.
That's where the internet's gone.
So someone tell me, actually, and it was also conflicting because they're clearly married, so they do have the last name, but then also last name is very true of siblings as well. So
yeah, well, that's also true.
Siblings or dating.
He could have married his sister. That's weird.
Well, exactly.
They're from Canberra.
It's a bit weird.
So
well,
who knows what happens?
Anyway, someone write in. Are they siblings or are they dating? Check them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if we should post that on the page or not. We might get sued.
Yeah, fair.
With our 200 followers, someone would get the shits.
Definitely.
There'd be one Raiders supporter that would.
Well, the thing is that Instagram posts speak louder than words, so they would be very.
I'm so glad that we've established this. Everything makes so much more sense now.
I agree.
Well, do we want to go back to the week that was? So the last round.
Yes, we do.
I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah,
already.
we have.
Yeah, we've actually covered a lot, learned a lot. I'm really grateful for this. All right, so Thursday night, obviously, we had the Chooks play the Raiders, so 40-16.
Game of the round.
Which was game of the round, which literally, it's funny because it sets the tone for the weekend, and plus I worked all weekend. However,
I love the Thursday game.
Love the Thursday game, especially when it's our game. But the only issue is once we get the bickies, get the lollies, get the win, and quite convincingly as well, then I kind of lost interest in the rest of the week.
Same.
I'm just like,
and so many of the teams I was like, you, like half the teams have rested their players. They've all made like half of you, most of you are already in the finals. The other part of you are definitely not going to make it. So I'm kind of like,
ready for
who
Mad
cares?
Monday. I think I was watching About Even yesterday, the betting show, and they were like, it was very hard to sort of tip that round because it was almost like a bye round. And I was like, yes, it did feel like a bit of a bye round because so many players were out.
And yeah, that was the first time I've ever had a full round in the tipping.
Oh, yes. Congratulations. I actually wrote that down that you got a full round.
The first time all year I got a full round in the tipping. So
well, at least you got one.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, yeah, I was glad.
Run for you.
No. Anyway, yeah, I think there wasn't too much to say. Obviously, the Roosters played so well. Hutchinson is actually starting to step up so much.
Yeah, I thought his kicking game is like actually pretty good. Like where he lands the ball, usually for like, usually for Tupu, but he didn't score on the weekend. But like we've already touched on, Kieran, he had a absolute blinder. Crichton back. I just love watching him. Like he's always like one or two off the ruck and he just always hits holes.
Yeah, he's great. Him and Tupanua are both good at running a line.
Love lines.
But I will say, in terms of Hutchinson getting better, like this is obviously why Robbo gets paid the big bucks because, both of us have had some critical words to say about Hutchinson in his start to the season because he was playing terrible. Like
it was dog shit at the start.
And Robbo obviously knew there was something more there because he is definitely starting to come into his own now. And because I think I was obviously always saying, like, put Kieran in the halves. Like, he's already a better player, but maybe they saw something in Hutcho.
He was in the halves at the Warriors, apparently.
Yeah, he was. He's a half.
But then I think
But Robbo saw something, I guess.
Yeah. They only kicked 4 from 7, which...
Yeah, there was a few curly ones, and it was pretty windy.
Was it? I can't remember. But
yeah, it was.
Our boy Ben Marge, who we sat with his parents at Newcastle once, he also got over the white line as well. So.
Yeah, his first NRL try.
And your boy Lockie Lamb, he also scored in the 75th minute, which I'm sure you were very super thrilled about.
So thrilled.
Lockie Lamb, come on the podcast. We'd love to chew the fat with you.
Yes.
Just kidding.
I reckon he'd be nice.
He looks nice.
Yeah.
He looks like he'd be I don't know if he'd be able to keep up with our dribble.
Yeah. He might get bored.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway.
All right, moving on.
Next game.
Friday night, first game. What did we have, Pete? We had...
Sharks vs Storm. 16-28, Storm won.
Yeah, so I think this was the game that Pappenhausen kind of needed leading.
Yeah, Pappenhausen played super well.
So he got another hat trick.
Although we were saying a lot of the times, like, obviously it's him and Hines fighting for the one jersey, and now they
we literally speaking about this last week.
Yeah. And we were saying like
smoke up his ass.
Yeah, I know, but what I was interesting, like obviously he did a lot of great things individually, but a lot of his like tries and things that he did well were actually set up off Hines.
They complement each other.
So I was like, well, yeah, but now I'm like, you feel bad for Hines because he's like, well, I've just made you look heaps fucking good and you're going to get the spot for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Hines is better as a utility role, but then it's like, where do you put the whole Grant and Smith saga? But like,
yeah,
I think Brandon Smith has been phenomenal at 9 all year. Like he's been like the most consistent of the two. And obviously Harry Grant, hot boy, my favorite hot boy. One of my favorites. Sorry, Manu. He's obviously had several injuries throughout the year, which so you can't see him rip as much. But yeah, Smith is just like a beast.
I would build, you would build a team around Brandon Smith before you would build a team around Harry Grant. That's
correct.
For sure.
I completely agree with you there.
But yeah, I think we'll get into it later.
We'll get into it. We'll rip through the last couple of games here.
Yeah, Eels versus Panthers. Eels versus Panthers. I actually don't remember. I remember Eels held on for like the first half. Probably they were actually playing okay, and then obviously it just broke away.
Well, it would have only been about 12-6 at halftime. I don't remember what I did. I need to write my roster down so I know exactly what I was doing on Friday.
Anyway, and then Panthers obviously just broke away, played well.
Yeah.
Eels had most of their players out. It was not a very interesting game, to be honest. I was a little bit pissy at this point also.
Yeah, that's right. You carried on Friday. I must have been on day work. I can't remember.
Yeah, made a fire.
But yeah, like I think we spoke about it last week, but Tavita Pangai Jr. again went over. I must have watched the first half. And he's just a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's fitting in really well there.
And yeah, I was about to say, you said that last week. He obviously complements that team a lot better. He fits in, and we named Brian To'o our Wep of the Week, obviously, because
he had such a good game.
His efforts coming back from that ankle injury and then hat tricks, and then I think it was like 269 meters, like averaging over the last 2 weeks. Like
his average in general, his average running meters is like one of the highest ever.
It'd literally be about 250 minimum per game. It's fucked, and he's just like,
that's crazy.
He's just built like a brick shithouse, and he's so small, but he's just a weapon. Actually,
he's so good.
Just before we continue, so obviously Sunday was Father's Day, and for Father's Day I got my dad a swish from Viliami Kickout.
I did get to watch this.
Yeah. Wait, did I send it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He loved it. I really wanted
to
get yeah, he fucking loved it. I think he even took it to work and showed all his work friends. Bless his heart. Happy Father's Day for last Sunday to all our dad listeners out there. But yeah, I really wanted to get him Brian To'o, but Viliami was great. But To'o was too busy.